Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of Behind the Blind. This is Nadir.
And this is Yadira.
What's up, Yadira?
We took a little break this weekend.
Why did we take a break? What happened? Oh, I'm a giant now. That's right.
I'm not going to talk if you keep using that.
Why? Why won't you talk to me? I love you so much.
God, that's too fun to play with.
Okay, are you done?
You know what it is? I forgot to press it before I introduced myself. You know, I was trying to do like, Assalamu alaikum, this is Nadir, blah, blah, blah. But I was trying to hit that first.
Okay.
Then do that. Oh, I didn't hit record on this. Let me hit record on this. On the mixer.
Anyway, so
I missed that little
sick
intro.
children.
So, yeah.
I had 2 kids that had
What's
stomach
going
virus.
on, guys? Let's talk about what's been going on over the past week.
Yeah.
I don't know, week, right? Because we're
Or so.
recording this on Wednesday. First thing is first. I was traveling, right?
Yeah. You were traveling. 2 of
I
the kids
was in,
had
yep. 2 of the kids got stomach viruses,
Yeah,
so
but
they
you
were
did,
all sick.
alhamdulillah.
And then Ramadan, and a whole bunch.
Just
So
a whole
let's
bunch
break
of
that down, shall we?
Sure.
All right, so first I left to New Jersey on Wednesday,
Yeah.
right? That was a week ago because we're recording this on Wednesday. And that flight, bro, that flight was exhausting. Oh my God. I was in that plane. Like I left the house at 8 a.m. I didn't land until 6:30 in the evening, which was insanity.
So, interesting question for you.
Sure.
Because you were just talking about travel. So, how easy is it to travel as somebody who's blind?
Okay, so yeah, that's actually a good way of going about it. So when you're traveling as a blind person, it can be touch and go, right? Sometimes it could be real smooth, real easy, and sometimes it could just be a pain at every end, right?
I've never flown by myself. So
Yeah.
haven't done that yet. Not to say that's off the table and like, oh, I will never do it. I just haven't had a need for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've never really had to.
Never had to do it.
Never had to do it. And anytime that we might be like, okay, maybe you'll have to fly out, it turns out that I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just didn't work out.
It
that
just
way.
don't happen.
Now, if
So-
I can really, really push, because what I really want to do is get that like certification or whatever, like for the braille and stuff. Like if I can get certain things that I want done, I may have to fly out for that, and then there's no, it's not like I'm avoiding it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I get it. You travel if you need to, right?
Yeah.
Let me get my phone off the desk. Phone was
Look
just
at you.
chilling. Look at this. Shut
Wow.
up.
You're just not even professional. Where is my phone?
Oh yeah, there you go. You don't even know where yours is. I have mine handy.
Anyway, so
So,
traveling as a blind person, how is that for someone who travels a lot by himself?
All right, so usually I go into the terminal, right? And the first thing I got to do is try to find where I can check in. Online check-in is okay, and the stupid little kiosks are a giant pain, so I like to go to the desk.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing is first is trying to find where the desk is, right? Now, if you walk into the airport, like depending on where you live, the airport can be huge, right?
Right.
And you may not have someone always there with you to kind of point out where the desk is. So you could just walk right into just the middle of a hallway and you just got to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Now, thank God for IRA. Alhamdulillah for services like IRA and
Yeah,
for those who
alhamdulillah.
can afford IRA.
Right.
But you get
then
5 minutes for free, right?
Right.
Yeah, there's Be My Eyes, but IRA, it's trained. People are trained
Right.
for that. So if I can't find anyone, I usually break out my phone.
You get your 5 minutes for free, and also there's access points.
Oh yeah,
So
but
if you-
DFW is not an access point.
I don't know why it isn't. It really
Dallas
sh-
Love Field is an access point
That's so weird.
because there's barely any traffic there. That's why.
Like you have the smallest hub, and then
That's how they do it.
the really big one that people use.
American
that's,
Airlines should be paying for this crap.
Right.
You know what I mean? American Airlines should be like, we're the blind-friendly airline.
Yeah.
Come join us,
Nope. Now
and
have,
we will fly you around the
country.
Oh, what
Okay.
the heck was that?
You messed up.
Fly you around the country. I am a robot.
Oh my
The
god.
American Airlines robot. Hello.
I'm gonna quit if you don't stop. Tell your story.
I was trying to do this, and we'll fly you around the country. I was trying to do that, but I
failed.
totally screwed up. So anyway, so once you get, so I use IRA, find where the thing is, find where the
Desk.
desk. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Desk. That's the word of the day, children. Desk. All right. So get to the desk, check in, and then the first thing they ask me is, would you like assistance? Now here's where it gets tricky. Yes, I would like assistance.
That's a good question to ask.
Do you need a wheelchair?
No.
And I say, no, I don't need a wheelchair.
Because
Like, okay, someone will meet you. So you go and they'll show you where to go wait for the people to come. Now, waiting for these people to come is a whole different, that's a whole discussion in itself, right? Because they can come in 2 minutes or they can come in literally, like I've missed planes because of these people.
Yeah.
Literally missed my flight because they have just kept me on hold. I try to, like, yo, I need something. They come at the last minute. We run to the gate and the flight is, that's it, gate's closed. And I literally missed my flight. What compensation do I get for it?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. I get a hotel room for the night at the airline that I'm at. They give me the earliest flight out, so I got to get up stupid early to get back home.
And it's all their fault.
Yeah, and it's all their fault. And you get nothing for it. So that sucks. Now,
I think it's because they hire third-party companies to do
that's exactly what they do.
Wait,
That's exactly what
the
they
meet
do.
and assist, and so they're not really held accountable, and so they don't really care. Honestly,
Yep, they really don't give a crap.
They genuinely don't care.
So now you go and you're waiting, and someone will come to you. Of course, they'll come with a wheelchair. Now, you will get people who are cool about it and who understand this person does not need a wheelchair, right? They just need a guide. They need someone they can either follow or they can, be a sighted guide for, because there's a lot of stanchion and a lot of crap all over the place. But some people get so pushy
And
about
upset.
the wheelchair and upset that you don't want to sit on this damn wheelchair.
They're like, you need to sit in it. You need to sit in it. I'm like,
You need to sit in the wheelchair. It'll be easier. It's like, no, it'll be easier if you just shut the hell up and just take me to where I gotta go. I don't need to sit in the wheelchair.
One disability does not equate all disabilities. And if I told you I needed a wheelchair, I would understand you telling me use the wheelchair. But if I explicitly told you I do not need a wheelchair, why would you push a mobility tool that I have no use for?
There may be somebody who actually needs the damn wheelchair.
And
Maybe me and someone else are going to like the same terminal or something.
And it has
So
happened.
take us both at the same time.
Right.
Like, it's so ridiculous that.
So it's very, very frustrating. And then when was it? When we flew last time? Was it when we landed in Kennedy? Or was
I don't know.
because
Sure.
it was a woman that was waiting for a meet and assist as well. She herself was in a wheelchair, and they sent us to meet and assist. And then she figured she was going to come with us, and they were like, "Oh no, we're not here for you." And they just left her there, and we were like, we're going out of the elevator, but
If we're all going to the same place, bro,
right, but they wouldn't take her.
just go. But so then they will drive you nuts for not wanting to sit in the wheelchair. And I'm like, it's so much easier. It's so much easier.
And it's killing time.
It's like, bro, let's just go. All I gotta do is follow you.
Right.
See, and this is the problem. It's easier. Why? Because you're stupid. That's why it's easy. Because you're too damn dumb to say left, right, straight, back up. That's why.
Or just
That's why it's easier.
Right, a conversation. And
Because that's why.
Or my favorite is when I'm like, no,
Let's be real here. That's the reason.
I don't need the wheelchair, and they'll go grab my arm anyway to try to put me in it, and I'm like, don't touch me.
Oh, Dito's ready to start a fight a couple years back in Newark whenever we went to go see Mamita.
Right.
Before she passed. Man, was that getting there or leaving?
It was
I
leaving.
think it was leaving.
It was
Oh
leaving.
my God, you was ready to fight that lady.
It was leaving, and my grandmother was already like I knew she was ill, but seeing her, like, you just knew this was it. So that's weighing on me, and plus I just don't like going. There's a lot of trauma back in Jersey, so I don't like going to Jersey. If I can avoid going to New Jersey, I do. I don't like going.
We will be going though.
I will be going because I have to go, and I got to do things, but if I can avoid going to New Jersey, I do, and I don't. It's not a place that I'd be like, you know what? I want to visit New Jersey and go and hang out. Like, that's no.
It's not your.
No, I left Jersey, and
You left Jersey and you're all right if you never go back, right?
I'm fine with that. I want to go back.
Man,
but,
I'm totally off center. I just realized this.
But this woman at the
You
airport
keep talking. I'm gonna fix my camera.
was doing the same thing. It's like, you got to get in the wheelchair. And I have the guide dog with me. I have my dog with me. And I'm like, I'm not getting in the wheelchair. And I just want to go home. And she's just pushing and grabbing. And at one point, she keeps pushing, and not physically, but like pushing for it and pushing. You have to just. And at one point, she actually reaches out and just grabs my arm. And I just lost it. And I was like, don't touch me. Like,
Dude got real gangster, real fast.
I think I dropped some F. I was like, don't effing touch me. Don't touch me. Don't put your hands on me. I effing hate Jersey. I hate this place. I hate this stupid airport. I just lost it on her. And I just want to go home. And she was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens, bro. And then the thing is, they're like, these blind people, they're so ungrateful.
Right. And she was like, oh, okay.
This is what I was talking about the whole, we're talking about the whole Dawa not Dawa. We're talking about the whole people trying to represent us pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Like, you speak up for yourself. They're like, God, why are you so ungrateful?
Yeah.
We're really trying to help
We're
you.
just
It's like,
all-
no, you're doing the wrong horribly.
We're just trying.
You
we're
suck
just
at
trying to
this
help.
job.
We're just trying to help, and you know what?
Nobody asked you for your help.
We're just trying to help. But even if you want to help, actually let us speak for ourselves and actually listen to what we're saying and then follow our lead. So that's why that
I'm
lady-
fired up today.
You are. See, but I lost it on that lady in the airport, and I had.
I'm a bit picante today.
I see.
Picante Nadir.
Okay. Let me see. And mind you, this was with me and our 4 kids, and Sumaya was only 2 at the time.
Yes.
So I had like really small kids. I'm trying, and this is now anybody who's a parent and has flown with children knows it is not easy to fly with kids.
No.
And my kids are, alhamdulillah, subhanAllah, they're very well behaved. It's not like they act up or they give me a hard time, but there is 4 of them, plus all their luggages and everything that goes along with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot. And this woman over here, and I have my guide dog with me, which she's, of course, huge help, and I can't function fully like that independently without her, but she is still something I have to manage. So I'm trying to work everything out, and she's like, you got to sit in the wheelchair. And then she goes to grab me, and I was the last straw.
And you have your guide dog, too.
Right.
Why the hell would you sit in the wheelchair?
Like, I don't need it. I just need to follow you. You don't even have to grab me. I told her that because she tried to kind of grab me before too, and I'm like, I will follow you with the dog. And I remember because you were just kind of standing there with the kids watching that unfold.
I was waiting, like, I don't,
Right, like-
what am I going to say?
Right.
You could speak up for yourself.
Exactly. So you're just waiting there with the kids, and you're just like, we got to make our flight. And then she physically touches me, and it wasn't that I just yelled at her. I literally just like whipped my hand around and like pushed her whole arm off of me. Like,
Dude's about to go to war.
I was like, don't touch me. And don't effing touch me. I lost it in the middle of Newark Airport. And it wasn't like I did it quietly. First of all, I'm not a person who makes scenes or like I'm a very reserved person. So if you push me, you know this, Nadia, like if you push me to that point, I'm gonna lose it even further because you took me out of my element, and that itself gets me upset. Don't take me out of my element on top of what you did. And so then I just lost it on her in the middle of the freaking airport. And she just said, okay. And
I remember that one time, I think I talked about this. I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast or not, but that one time where they were like, where I told them I was supposed to catch a flight. They were super just delaying me. And they pretty much said, it's like, well, if you want to get there faster, you just sit in a wheelchair.
Yeah. I don't think you
I
mentioned
was
that.
so
That's degrading. That's
angry.
So, yeah.
I was ready. Oh my God. I was so pissed.
When we landed in England, because remember we went to Morocco or whatever, and then the whole COVID crap happened.
Yeah, we should talk about that one day.
And
a Morocco trip.
Yeah, and then when we landed, because we weren't originally supposed to go to the UK, we were just there for the rescheduled flight. It was a connecting thing. But we landed in the airport, and immediately they come with the wheelchair too, and she was like, "So we're gonna sit. I had the wheelchair for you." And I was like, "I am not sitting on that wheelchair." She was like, "Oh, okay, okay, you don't have to." Like, I just immediately went on the
They're
defensive.
like, these damn Americans, holy
Right.
crap.
So
Ready to go to
like,
war over
oh,
everything.
No. She was like, okay, it's okay. You don't need it. That's fine.
That's what happened. So yesterday I landed. I came home yesterday.
Yeah.
And as soon as I get out the plane, I ask, I'm like, is there somebody waiting? Like, yes, there's a couple of people with wheelchairs there. There's a guy, African guy there. And he's like, I'm like, all right, let's go, bro. And he's like, yeah, sit in the wheelchair. I'm like, no, I'm okay. Let's walk. I don't need to sit in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
He's like, it's easier. I'm like, you know what? Never mind. Goodbye. And I just walk away from him.
Yeah.
I just walk away from him, and I try to figure it out. And the guy meets me. Another guy, passenger, comes out, and he's like, hey, I'm staying here. Do you need help? I was like, yeah, man, I just need to get to baggage claim. And he's like, okay. Turns out like he's actually worked with the Perkins School for the Blind, and that's then subhanallah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so he helps you.
But it's like,
But
why, man?
so
Why?
often.
Why do you default
mind
this?
you-
It doesn't even say wheelchair on my thing.
Right.
It doesn't say. It says assistance for blind or visually impaired. It does
Mind
not
you,
say wheelchair
that's-
needed.
That's like trying to go. because
God, bro, it
that's
sucks so much.
when you get off the plane. That's if your meet and assist comes, because
Oh
sometimes
God,
they don't
sometimes
even
you're just
show
waiting
up,
for 20 minutes.
and nobody shows up.
Yep, just waiting for 20 minutes. Sometimes nobody shows up.
Now, if you have a connecting flight, you
Oh,
can
forget about it.
Yeah, it's so.
Which
Society, like I've said this so many times, society likes to think like we've progressed so much, and honestly, we just haven't in certain areas. Like and when it comes to disability, we are so far from where we're supposed to be.
absolutely,
So far,
absolutely.
but yeah,
But
traveling. That's
so
what
that
traveling.
was a hell of a trip. So I went to New Jersey. We made a fundraising appeal at the New Brunswick Islamic Center, in New Jersey. Shout out to NBIC.
Yeah, they're
and
awesome.
everybody there. Sammy and Dr. Shadi and Harris. I think Harris is the treasurer. But Barakallah Fihim, they were great. Alhamdulillah. We were trying to get some things lined up while I was there, but nothing came
just
through.
didn't work through.
Because it's Ramadan,
Yeah.
right? Ramadan.
Super busy.
Everything is you got to book like months in advance, right? So people are like, oh, you should reach out to that community. I was like, nah, bro, it's not how it works.
Yeah, it's just too packed. But anyways, alhamdulillah, it was good.
It was good. Then I went to Boston because the University of Massachusetts in Boston set up a banquet for Islam by Touch, kind of like an awareness banquet.
Blanket.
Yep, a blanket. They set up an awareness blanket. It was red, nice blanket. It was comfy. It was
Okay.
thick. I think it was made out of down.
Okay. Anyway.
I'm gonna see how long I could beat this dead horse, right?
No, you done. It died.
Okay.
It's buried.
So got
You didn't die. It died.
they had
It's
a
buried.
blindness awareness banquet
Thank you.
for us, along with an art gala, which was very nice. Alhamdulillah, I got to be all suited up,
Yeah, I know. My mom
3-piece
didn't even
suit.
recognize you
3-piece suit.
for
Let's
like
go.
a second.
And then I had an appeal at the masjid that night too, over there in Quincy, the Islamic Association, Islamic Center of New England, the Quincy Masjid. So alhamdulillah, it was actually, and that was pretty good too. So yeah, it was a very good trip, but it was like 6 days away from home, and I am so happy to be home. And how happy are you that I'm home?
Very happy. And I was gonna get to that because people, well, every time they see me with the kids and you're not there or whatever, like, it
Yeah.
must be so hard, and it is hard, and it's always the assumption because of the kids, and it is hard.
I mean, I used to travel way more than
I
like
always got
before
that a lot.
COVID.
I
Forget
got
about it.
that a
I'd be
lot.
on a plane like almost every weekend.
Yeah, and so I got that a lot. Like, I don't know how you do it. It must be so hard, and you kind of get used to it after a while in terms of taking care of your responsibilities. And it's not to say that it's a walk in the park. It's not. It has its challenges, but the harder part is not having your companion with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the harder part. The harder part is not having the person that is your comfort, and you can't turn to them when you're really stressed out, which you are stressed out because, you know, you're having to manage everything on your own, and you don't have this person to readily turn to because things are rough, and having to go to bed at night without this person, and it's hard. Those are the harder parts. Eating dinner without, you know what I mean, without you here. Those are hard. Having the kids, you know, where's Bob? When is Bob coming home? Can we call Baba? And sometimes you can't because you're in the middle of work.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times that happens. And, you know, them noting that it's not the same eating dinner without you and things like those are the harder parts. Those are the what's really challenging is more the emotional and like.
Alhamdulillah, I have such a relationship with them that you know that actually affects them, right?
So the two last night and the night before, you couldn't because usually with our jars that we do when you travel, we just call you, put you on speakerphone, and then we read our story together with you because the kids don't want to do it without you.
Yeah.
And they won't. But yesterday and the day before, there was no way around it because you were doing the appeal and the art gala, and then you were flying in when all that was happening.
Yep.
So there was no way around that, and they were just really upset about it because they were like, I don't, you know, Bob, it's not the same without him. So those are the harder parts of when you travel. Is not the responsibility. It is what it is, and you just, you know what I mean. You pull yourself together and you move forward, and that's it.
I keep yawning, bro. I am
my
so freaking tired, bro.
all in my ears.
Deal with it. All right. I don't know what else to tell you. Deal with
I
it.
don't know why I'm saying it's hard when you're not around. Then you're gonna be a jerk like that.
Find a button I can press here. Hold on.
Go
Am I a
ahead.
robot again? No. Now I'm using a megaphone. Now let's yawn with a megaphone. Like.
You know what? I don't miss you. Go away. Go.
God, this is awesome. I love this thing.
I decided.
Ahmed was like, I told Ahmed, I was like, yeah, man, you know my new mixer. He's like, I know.
I know. See, nobody likes it but you.
Everybody likes my mixer.
No.
Yes, let me see. Let me make sure I'm on the right one. Yeah, okay. I'm on the right one.
See, nobody likes it.
Yes, everyone
That's
likes
why I
it.
said I don't know why I'm saying I miss you when you're
Leave,
gone.
leave
'Cause you
comments
know
in the
what?
chat if you like the mixer.
No one likes it.
You have to let me know if you like it or not. I thoroughly enjoy it. I think it's very fun.
Here's the thing: if people don't like it, it's not like it's gonna stop you from using it.
I mean, listen. I mean, if people are gonna stop listening, then maybe I will
Think about it.
hold off a bit.
Okay, yeah.
I won't do it as much. But come on, guys, this is fun. You can't lie and say it's not fun.
Okay,
Come on, it's fun,
so
right? Yeah. See, they agree.
he answers his own question.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
I can see the audience right now.
Mhm.
I see you.
That's the hardest part of everything.
I know exactly what you're doing.
Can we get back on track?
What? What are we talking about?
I was just saying, like when you travel.
Oh yeah,
how
we were all
difficult is it?
sentimental, and I was like,
Yeah, you ruined it.
The
You ruined her.
megaphone.
You ruined it. You ruined her. You ruined it. That's why I said I don't know why I said I missed you. Go away. That's what I told you. But
No.
anyway.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. I know
So-
it's very hard.
It is hard, but it has to get done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was doing while you were working with the kids. Co-op. Oh, I might start teaching at co-op.
That's nice. What are you gonna be teaching?
Blindness awareness
Mm-hmm.
class. This will be this upcoming semester in September. My kids already said they're under no circumstances taking my class.
Of course not. Their life is blindness awareness.
Right? They're like, I don't want to hear about it. No.
Their whole freaking life is blindness awareness, right?
They were like, "What do you?" I told Della, I said, I think I submitted I'm gonna be teaching most likely in the co-op next semester. He's like, "Oh, okay. What are you gonna teach?" And he's like, "Blindness awareness." And he's like, "Oh, I'm not taking that class."
I'm not doing that.
No. And then the other kids are like, "Me neither."
Yeah, I see this all the time. I don't
Right.
need to do this. Why do
So,
I need to do this?
they're
I can
not-
teach the class.
Right? They're not interested at all. In,
That's what they're like. I can literally teach the class. Why would I take the class
yeah.
if I know enough to teach the class?
So
So yeah, okay.
but that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Actually, teaching the class at the co-ops.
So what was I gonna say to you? Oh yeah. So
What are
I
you
know.
doing
Yeah.
during-
What are you planning on doing during Ramadan? Because I'm busy. Right,
Yeah.
I'm busy making sure these streams are still going on. If you don't know, we're doing live streams every single night. Bringing Quran. There's live Quran recitation every day. There's a juz being recited every day. There is live tarawih for those who don't want to go to either, for those who aren't able
can't-
to
yeah,
go to the
there we go.
masjid, or just don't want to go because they deal with so much stigma and pushback and being treated like something they shouldn't be treated
it kind
like.
of goes back to not being able to go, because who wants to go into that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't. There's just yeah. So it's for anybody who's blind, who's disabled, or anybody who's dealing with difficulties like with their communities. Any mothers who have newborns who can't make it, parents, caregivers, whatever. Anyone who's elderly and can't make it out. So just there
So
for
I'm
whoever
making
needs it,
sure that
inshallah.
all of these things are running.
He's making sure that they're.
I was
running.
traveling and it's like
Yeah, there was some
streams were
difficulties.
missed. It's
yeah.
like, come on, man.
It happens. It happens.
So
And you know
anyway,
what?
so I'm busy
alhamdulillah,
with
the
that.
Sheikh
So
is
what-
doing wonderful,
Sheikh Ben Deem is the man.
Yeah.
Sheikh Ben Deem is
He's
doing
doing
excellent,
amazing with it,
mashallah, and,
devoting his time, and may Allah reward him
Abdullah's
and his family.
doing great. Abdullah's the brother from Panama,
Right.
who's reciting.
Panama reciting, and
Yeah.
so may Allah reward them and their families for.
So yeah, so what are you doing in the
what
last
they're
10
doing.
nights? I know you usually have some sort of routine.
I am reading. So I get up, I pray, for
What, you pray Qiyam?
Qiyam,
Uh-huh.
and sorry, I'm like slouching.
Why you
So-
slouching?
I don't know, I'm tired. So I pray Qiyam for a bit, and then I read. I'm doing a juz from the translation every night
Mm-hmm.
that we made. And it's a little weird for me because I'm like, oh, alhamdulillah, I can do this. Like I used to not be able to do this because I didn't have it available.
Mm-hmm.
And then it dawns on me that we're the ones doing it, and I feel like such an imposter.
Yeah, that stuff happens,
I
bro.
feel like such an imposter. Like I
You're
feel like,
like,
oh
yeah,
no,
no.
somebody who's way better at everything is
doing this, not us.
I no, I'm broken. Like I'm not. This is not something that like this is really good work, and I am not up to par for it. So it's really really weird. I feel like such an imposter at this in this role. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's really awkward for me to be in it because I was literally like, SubhanAllah, I'm so grateful that this is a thing. And then it dawned on me that this is a thing because we put in the work to make it a thing. And I'm like, oh no, that was somebody else. You know what I mean? Like it feels like somebody else should have been doing. And I just feel like I'm such an imposter. Such a freaking like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like I don't belong there. And just, I don't know. It's just, it's weird. How is like, I don't know. Do you ever
You are weird.
does that ever happen?
You're
to you?
very weird.
Yeah. No, but you know what I mean? Like it feels like I don't belong.
No,
in that
I get it.
place.
Yeah, no, absolutely
I'm not good enough for that, and I'm not like, somebody who's way better and way more qualified is the one who did that. And who
Listen, alhamdulillah, we just do what we do because it was kind of put in front of us.
Yeah,
So
it is.
I understand what you're saying, but whenever you're so bogged down with all the work, it's like, doesn't even hit me really.
It usually doesn't, but when you're taking the time out to connect and to really, read from the books and use the tools that you have,
Yeah.
and I didn't have that before. I genuinely did not have this, and so there were Ramadans that I just didn't do really much or anything. And so it's different. Like I actually have the ability, alhamdulillah, and the blessing to be able to do that, and other blind people have that. And usually when it's like something like amazing like that, that's always the case. Somebody else did that. That wasn't me. I got none. You know what I mean?
I didn't do that.
I didn't
had
do that.
nothing
I
to
didn't
do with that.
But
I'm benefiting from that.
I'm benefiting from it. I had
No, alhamdulillah, we
and-
actually did something that people are benefiting from and
But it's
still are doing
weird.
plenty of things that people
you know
are
what I mean?
benefiting
It makes
from.
me feel really strange, and I feel like I am posing. You know what I mean? Like I'm an imposter. Like I am.
What is that exactly?
What?
Like imposter syndrome.
It's that. It's like when you feel you're not qualified for it, or you somehow got in there.
I mean, I love how people are like, "Oh, where'd you study?" It's like, what does it matter?
Right.
Like, what's that got? I didn't do anything other than put something that was already established in a format that I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what we did. What the hell does it matter
So
where I
it
studied?
just feels like like you kind of. I don't want to use the word cheated into it. Like
You
kind of
cheated.
like you kind of just. And alhamdulillah, that's the thing though. That's what I have to realize, that it literally just placed into my life because that's what Allah had designed and planned.
Bro, I don't know how you're making it right now. I'm literally living off of fumes. Like, I can barely make it right now.
I am making it on like, I don't know, adrenaline. I guess I have to get
My
through.
body is just, my body's literally hurting. I am so tired. I could as soon as I'm done with this, I'm probably gonna go to that couch behind me, lay down and take a nap.
I'm getting through it because the kids are like, I can't wait for the 8, and they're
I gotta
counting
edit
the
this
days.
somehow. I have to do a lot. I have to get this over to my man Nick so he
that's how
can
I'm
do the
doing it.
transcript. So this is hard, man. This was a crazy weekend too, man. If you guys don't know, right? So I was in New Jersey, and the masjid.
Oh, I saw an article on it.
Yeah, the mosque that my family has frequented. There's 2 mosques that we usually go to in New Jersey, right? I added a couple more whenever I got older, but these are the 2 main ones we would go to. It's ICPC in Patterson and Clifton, right? Islamic Center, Passaic County, and Jami' Umar. Jami' Umar is in Patterson. Okay, this is the one my dad always goes to. My dad is there for pretty much every prayer, right? 5 times a day he's at that masjid. And one of the imams, while he was praying in sajda, in prostration, he was stabbed.
Yeah, they actually.
He was stabbed in Salat al-Fajr, right? In Fajr, and my dad was in the 2nd row.
So after you told me about it,
Crazy, bro.
and I was like, oh my God. Like I said, there was actually like an article written on it, and I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like,
Who wrote the article?
God, I can't remember. One of the I can't remember. I don't know if it was like a local.
A Muslim publication.
Yeah.
What did they say?
Or a Jersey local thing. I don't know. I didn't actually read it. I just saw that.
Oh my God. Look at you. Man, come on.
Why would I read it? I got like the first, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. Maybe they have more stuff on it. I
Here?
don't know. We just know he got stabbed. Alhamdulillah. It sounds like he was doing fine. His recovery is going well.
They're saying the guy was like mentally ill or something.
They said the guy was mentally ill, but Allahu Alam, we don't know why he did it. But this is ridiculous, man. It is Ramadan in Fajr. He's in Sajda.
You can't even pray
Wow.
without.
Like, that is scary, man.
It is terrifying. You can't pray in safety.
That is
you
scary.
Can't go to worship in safety. That is terrifying.
So yes, that was a crazy occurrence. What else happened this weekend? I met Yadira. I met Yadira. Hi, Yadira.
Hi.
I met you. How are you? Doing okay?
I'm all right.
Okay, cool.
Nice to meet you.
I met.
I have had your 4 children.
I met my brother's fiance.
Yeah.
I met her. She's cool.
Oh my.
These cool people. Let's see.
Headphones are like
What
pinning my
made her
ears.
win? She said, "Oh, you know what was a fact? You know, I always ask people to give me a weird fact.
We should share. Like, I had this video I did. It was like random facts about me.
Mm-hmm.
We should totally do that here. But anyways,
All right. You know, I always ask people for a weird fact. Whenever I meet someone new, I'm like, give me a weird fact about yourself. Or with her, I was straight up like, just asking questions, just trying to get to know someone as fast as possible, right? So I asked her, I said,
Was it
chocolate
like a
or vanilla?
lightning round?
Yeah, lightning round. I literally called it that. I was like, all right, time for the lightning round.
You're so ridiculous.
And then I was given points, and of course I had to say that the points mean nothing.
Right.
So we did the lightning round. The last question was, I was like, chocolate or vanilla? And she was like, vanilla. And then Ahmed was like, with rainbow sprinkles.
Yeah,
That's her go-to ice cream.
that's yours.
I was
too.
like, that's it, you win.
That's it.
Automatic.
Every
Yo,
time I was pregnant, that's what you craved.
one of my favorite ice creams, my go-to ice cream
You're
is
so plain.
vanilla soft serve ice cream with rainbow sprinkles.
I'm the opposite.
Bro, it is so freaking good.
I love vanilla ice cream because I don't really like
So good.
chocolate ice cream.
I don't know why rainbow sprinkles, they all taste the same.
Yeah.
Like you could literally color them all white. They could just, it'll all be white. It looks the same. It just has to be rainbow sprinkles because the chocolate ones do taste different.
Right.
And then you have the other nasty sprinkles
The
that are crunchy.
non-pearls.
I hate those. I hate the crunchy ones. Those things are nasty. So they have to be the Jimmies.
Yeah.
That's what they're called. If you
Jimmies.
don't know, they're
Non-pearls.
called Jimmies. What?
Non-pearls.
The other ones are called Perel?
Non-pearls. Yeah.
What are non-Perels?
That's the hard little crunchy ones.
So the crunchy, the ones that aren't crunchy are called Perel?
No, Jimmy's.
Wait, hold on. I'm confused now.
Of course.
Why are the crunchy ones called non-Perels and the non-crunchy ones not called Perels?
Because it's like a French thing or something.
That's
like that.
stupid.
It's not like an English.
Is
I don't know.
non-Perel a French word?
Probably. I don't know.
Hey, Google.
I don't.
Wait, I can barely hear you. It's not
Okay.
gonna work.
Anyway, I don't really like baking. Like your son.
What
he's
the hell is
baker.
a non-Perel?
It's the little crunchy.
Non-Perel. That's weird.
What is it saying about an afterlife?
Oh,
over
I don't
there?
know. Hey, Google, stop. Nah, I can't hear it. Mike ain't picking it up, so I have no idea.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's what went down in my weekend. Alhamdulillah, I went. So I was in New Jersey. We drove to Boston, me and my cousin Ali. We literally made it there 2 hours before the banquet started. Got suited up real quick. And then this is something I got to mention this because this is kind of driving me crazy.
Okay.
Right? Why are people, like younger people specific, like they don't have any fire to push them?
Specifically.
Yeah, it's like we're trying to go to the masjid. And I'm like, all right, what time they pray Isha at the masjid? Like, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Bro, it's 8:50. And we're 25 minutes away.
Yeah.
Why are we still here?
You're not gonna make it.
Bro, the guys are like stopping, talking to people, saying what's up to people. I'm like, why are you stopping? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
We don't have time. Yalla, yalla. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man. I mean, I love the guys I was with. Everyone is
okay,
awesome.
but I will have
But-
to point something out about you.
Okay, go.
You get really wound up.
When I'm on a time crunch,
Oh my god.
oh, I'm so
I love
wound
you to
up.
death. I absolutely do, but I like that is a test of my patience because you get really, really wound up. Like it is a lot to deal with.
I like to be early. I'd
Oh.
rather be early than late.
It's
I
not-
don't.
it's
You
not-
don't know
okay,
the
hold on.
circumstance that you're gonna face.
It's not even when you're on a time crunch, and then we're like traveling with 4 children, and then you yourself have disability, and then your husband is the most wound up. Like I have, it's so hard traveling with Nadir. It's so hard. Look at him be real quiet, but it takes a whole lot of patience because he's like ready to. He's like a spring. He's all wound up, super, super, super tight, and anything is just gonna make him go. And it
I'm
is.
not gonna say nothing.
It's just so,
I'm gonna sit here with a smirk on my face.
Here, you do that. That's fine
Keep going. Keep telling the people how I wound up. Go ahead. Go.
because he's not wound up right now. Look at him. Look at him. Look
Go
at him.
ahead.
Yeah, so wonderful man, but traveling with him is because he gets really wound up, and now he's all upset.
Why do I get wound up?
I have no idea. I genuinely don't know why. Because me in my head, I'm just like, whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. We'll
Bro,
get
look,
there.
gotta make the
I'm-
flight. Gotta make sure we're on time. Gotta make sure that we're not delayed. Gotta make sure that we're not being treated like
okay,
crap.
But okay,
Got a lot
is
on my
being
mind. Got a lot
wound
on.
up going to change any of those facts?
No, it just keeps me prepared.
No, it doesn't.
I'm
It
just
drives
I'm
the
in a
rest
steady-
of us insane. No, everybody
I'm in a
else.
steady state of readiness.
Of
I'm
cat-
like Marge
of
whenever
cat-like
she
readiness?
was. Yeah. So I'm like Marge whenever she's sitting on the couch and she wasn't sitting on the couch. She was just sitting in air.
Yeah, because she was in a state of cat-like readiness.
Mom, what are you doing? Staying. I can't do her. I can't do a Marge. I'm really not good at Marge.
Yeah, well,
I'll come up with a Homer thing before this is done.
but your traveling with you is yeah, you get really wound up, and I can't get like that because to me it's like, you know what it reminds me of? Okay, never mind.
No, what does it remind you of?
It
Please.
reminds me of going on vacation with my grandma.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
nice.
she was so like everything had to be perfect.
Doesn't have to be perfect,
But
bro.
that's the
It's
way,
like
and it's just like
if we're ready, if we have to be somewhere at a certain time.
the thing is we're already there, and you're still like,
No, we're not.
really
We're
wound
not.
up.
We're at the airport, but that does not mean we're gonna make our flight. Okay, that does not mean that.
but if you don't make your flight, I mean, it's like you don't make your flight. Like I can't get wound up like that.
I'm not saying get wound up. I don't know. I guess it's a trauma response or
I
something.
guess so. I don't know, but yeah,
I don't know
with-
why it's like this. I'm
But he
super
gets- yeah, he gets-
exhausted.
he gets
Yadira
like-
just spent 5 minutes talking crap about me.
I'm not talking crap.
Thanks a
about
lot, dude. It's Ramadan. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You can talk about how my
Nope, not gonna say
laid
anything
back
about you.
attitude
Nope.
annoys the crap out of you.
Nope, not gonna say a word.
Fine. No, I don't care.
I talk about how it takes you 72 years to get ready.
Yeah, you can.
Why does it take you
I
72
don't know,
years to
but
get
even
ready?
your dad used to make fun of me for that. And
Why? Why does
I
it
will
take so
acknowledge
long?
that. I
Honestly.
take forever to get
Honestly,
ready.
why? It's like, Yadira, we just got to go to the park. Okay, 20 minutes later. You ready? Why are you rushing me? This is her.
I take forever.
This is why I'm so damn wound up.
No,
That's why, because
no,
you're
no,
the
no.
opposite extreme. That's why.
you are just.
I have to balance you out.
That's not balancing. That drives me insane. You know, that's the problem because you're like, hurry up. And I'm just like, I'm just going to take longer.
He's such a jerk.
And I'm just like, I'm going to tune him out and
Oh,
just take my
God.
time.
You're not nice.
So your dad, when
You're not nice.
you're not nice.
Oh, God. Was it?
When
Can
he
I have
was,
my hands back?
Yeah. No.
You're not nice. There you go. Futurama reference.
So when your dad, he was like working on our old house,
Mhm.
when he was fixing it in that house that we used to live in,
Mm-hmm.
and he would come. This is when we were just like engaged, or well, we got married, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
the reception, so we were married, and that's the one we.
Yeah,
count.
there's an Arab thing, right? They'll do the religious marriage, and then like a year later they'll do the actual
the
big
reception.
banquet. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Didi don't like it.
No.
So yeah.
But we
Anyway,
were
yeah.
married, but in the meantime, he would come and pick me up. He would work in the house, and I'd go visit you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Come home in the van.
yeah, and then he'd be like, "We're leaving in an hour." But he was lying. It was 2 hours. He was like, "We're leaving in an hour." Okay. But then I would be ready. And he was like, "See, it took you like 2 hours." I was like, "See, you're ready on time."
Oh my God.
Yeah, I used to take I still do. I do.
You
Take
still
forever.
take. Don't say used to.
I
You
still
still
take
do.
forever, and it drives you
Well,
crazy.
alhamdulillah, you always come out looking like Miss Fancy Yadira.
Alhamdulillah, you get, you're wound up, but everything, you make sure everything's in order.
Bro, look, I just like to get things. Listen, I don't know. You know what it is? I don't like things that are out of my control.
Yeah, that
Right?
makes sense.
Like whenever it's out of your control, you have to depend on someone else to do it. Like, of course, I rely on Allah 100%. I understand that. I don't want someone to come
Yeah,
and twist
'cause,
that, right?
somebody's-
There's always some jerk in the comments of the Tarawih, like, this is bid'ah.
Yeah, and
This
then
is bid'ah.
they get really
like, bro, how
upset.
about
You're
you
like,
take a walk?
right?
Bro?
You're
How
not
about
even
that?
you're not even worth.
You do nothing to benefit the blind or disabled community.
Right. So why
Nothing
are you
at
commenting?
all. Nothing. You do nothing. Zero. Zilch. Goose egg. Nothing.
And think about it.
Yet
What is
you
you
have
putting?
time. You have time to come and just comment on this. What good is going to come out
Yeah,
of your comment?
That's what I'm saying. You took the words right out of my mouth. What good? What
What
benefit
good
is going to come out of your?
It's going to come out of your
And come
comment.
on, you can just tell with that because they don't even write anything else. They just write that
Yeah.
one word. Bidah. Like, oh, okay. Well, I mean,
All you can do is make dua for blind people. You can't do this.
oh yeah, we've had that one
You better
too.
shut up,
The
man.
only thing you can do for blind people is make dua for them.
Times I wish I can hit people with a steel chair over the internet.
That's it. Just-
Right?
But the
Dita,
thing is,
create that.
you'll say
Listen,
something.
Dita, I need you to invent that
Okay.
steel chair button.
Okay.
So whenever somebody says something stupid, you literally press a button and a chair just smacks them in the face.
But the thing is,
That would be the best button
know
ever.
somebody like that will say things like that because they're over the internet. Because in person they wouldn't.
Come say it to my face. I'll punch you in the face. Like,
But this is why in person they would never say something like that. You know what I mean?
yeah, man.
They're
Keyboard
real nice and
warriors,
brave. Yeah,
bro.
behind that
Keyboard
keyboard.
warriors, bro.
nice.
Unbelievable.
But
Or box heads, as my man, the Muslim Cowboys calls them.
yeah.
Calls
So,
them box heads because they're stuck in this box.
so
Allahu Akbar.
it's but yeah, I get where you're coming from. You don't and having a whole life of being told you need to depend on somebody else. I can
Yeah.
see how that affects
So
you.
that's probably why I'm so tightly wounded whenever I have to rely on someone else to get
My earrings
to where I
are
gotta get to.
digging in.
You know what I mean? We have to I can't actually physically walk there.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have to, somebody's telling me, "Oh, I'm giving you a ride there," so I have to wait for them to come pick me up, or somebody, or an
Right.
Uber, like you book an Uber expecting it to be here at a certain time, but it's like super delayed.
So, okay, example. Yesterday, where we take the kids to co-op, that particular town is really hard to get Ubers in
Mm-hmm.
and lifts. So, I reserved my ride. This is like the second or third week where
You reserved it in Lyft again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reserved it.
Mm-hmm.
And it canceled. The guy was coming and then he canceled. Then they booked me another person. I literally am sitting outside letting the kids play, whatever. And then I see that it says like 7 minutes away. And I'm like, all right. So I take the car seat out. I inflate it because we have an inflatable car seat for Samaya.
Mm-hmm.
I get everything ready. Okay, now at this point, we're down to like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, let's go, guys. The guy's 5 minutes away. On the way to go to the area where we were supposed to wait, there were some sweaters that some kids left behind. So we were like, you know what? We have a little bit of time. And so Zoila showed us where the lost and found is. And me and my mom went and dropped off the sweaters with Zoila. No problem. Still got time. All right, let's go. I go back to the front and it's like back to 7 minutes. And I'm like, okay, maybe there was a stoplight or, you know what I mean? Traffic, something. It's
Yep.
fine. I'm waiting. And then it says 12 minutes. And it said 8 minutes. And I was like, okay, then 9. And I was like, why did it go from 5 to 9? And then 12 minutes. And then 15 minutes. And then 17. And I'm like, what is... So I text the guy. I'm like, the app just keeps telling me you're getting further. And where are you going?
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes back down to 14 minutes. I'm like, okay. Then back up to 17. I'm like, why are you getting further again? What is going on? No answer or anything.
Yeah.
21 minutes, 24 minutes. At this point, I had to cancel the ride, try to rebook things. And then my mother was also trying to book. And finally, we got a ride to be. But like, why?
And no reply from that
No
guy.
reply from
that
guy.
happens so often.
And then
bro.
my mom was like, call
So
him. And I'm
often.
like, I can't call him because it's listed that he is hard of hearing or deaf.
Oh my God.
And so here's the thing. Here's my issue with that.
Yeah.
I've noticed it's become a trend that if they don't speak English well,
They put down hard of hearing or deaf.
And it's pissed.
Wow,
it's starting to really
no
piss
lie.
Me off. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And I've gotten into cars with people who speak Spanish, and then I'll like try to text, and they're like, "Oh no, I can hear. I just you speak Spanish, so." And
they straight up told you that.
Yes, and they'll start talking to me in
Wow.
Spanish, and so what happens is that it's so disgusting, and it pisses me off because again,
Oh my
it's someone
God,
else.
man. It's just another thing that people do to make disabled people's lives harder.
Yes.
It's just like
And
those.
so
It's
it's
just
not-
like those. It's just like those a-holes who
take
decided
their
to bring their
pets
pets with them
everywhere
and say
because,
that
"Oh, I
they're
just love my
service
dog." Yeah.
animals. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
No, and let me tell you.
Wow, why'd you open up this can of worms right now? We're done with the podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Whatever, keep going. Who cares?
But so what I've been noticing is that's become kind of the new thing, and so I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I'm going to be really understanding. Obviously, this person is hard of hearing or deaf, and I'm blind, so we're going to have to manage our disabilities in the best way we can.
Best way to do is to text back and forth.
Text back and forth.
Yeah.
But no. So, but when I see hard of hearing or deaf, I'm already giving that benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not calling him or anything like that because it literally says don't call. It's just a text. So I'm like, okay. So I'm doing this, and this guy never responds to me. It's 24 minutes when it was down to 5.
Yeah.
I had to cancel, and it took 4 different tries to finally get a ride. So everything finished, and I didn't get home till like an hour and 15 minutes after I should have been home.
You should really just
But
do
the
the reserve a ride with Uber. It's better.
But the problem with that is that I've had people cancel because then I have a guide dog. And
I mean,
with
just let them
Lyft-
show up and have your phone out. Make sure it looks like you're recording them.
Yeah.
You understand? That's the only way you're gonna win with that.
Because the reason I do Lyft is because Lyft has a much better policy.
But their
Well,
reservation
I'm sorry, not
is
policy.
way worse.
Yeah, because Uber has the same policy. Lyft has a better application of their policy.
Yeah.
Than Uber. Lyft literally has a designated hotline for service animal refusals and discrimination of that type. And so I have had only 2 people that I've had to report, and I've taken Lyft, especially recently, a lot. Uber, I've lost count. Like I can't even start a count on that one. So I don't really do Uber like that anymore. I stick to Lyft. When both platforms, the drivers are like, yeah, hard of hearing or deaf because they just don't speak English. There is a serious problem with that. It is not okay under any circumstances for you to go ahead and use someone else's disability
Because you don't want to learn the damn
because-
language.
because
That's
you-
messed up.
right. And so
That is messed
it's so
up.
disgusting. It's
Wow.
Yeah.
I never put 2 and 2 together because
because you don't.
I noticed it before that it would say that, but I could hear the dude. He's on the phone talking to somebody in
It's
Spanish.
Yes. It's because they
Wow.
don't speak English, but if you know Spanish, they'll just start talking
Wow.
to you and they don't have an issue. And so they'll say, yeah, no, I just put that because that way they'll text me and it's just easier.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so disgusting. It pisses me off. Like there is way too much abuse on the driver's behalf of Ubers and Lyft. And unfortunately, because there's a lot of drivers that are awesome, but this is the same way that a lot of drivers, especially on Uber, they've gotten, if they cancel, they get in trouble when you have a guide dog. If they pull up and see you with the guide dog and they cancel the trip, there's no penalty or even record of your ride with them. So lately what they do is when they see me with the dog, they'll just go ahead and cancel and the whole ride is erased.
Yep.
And then I can't call and complain because I no longer have it on my record. Like there's no receipt or anything of it.
That's why whenever you're rolling with your guide dog, I always tell you take a screenshot.
Yeah, and I do. I do lately.
We got to do all these different tactics just so that we're treated like normal
Right.
people. Allahu Akbar. Think about that.
Right.
Isn't that crazy? For my blind people who are listening, you know exactly what we're talking
Exactly.
about. Our disabled
yeah,
people who are listening, you know exactly
and
what
so
we're
that's
talking
that's
about.
kind of the newest thing where that's what they're abusing now is the where they'll say they're deaf or hard of hearing and they have no disability, but they can't speak the language, and so they'll start talking to you in Spanish, and then you find out, oh no, I just use that because I don't.
Yep.
And I'm just like, and I'm like, you, and of course always say something, and I'm like, you shouldn't do that. You're not deaf, and it's not something you play with.
Yep.
You don't do that. That's like when I've had to tell people, because I've had people straight up tell me, you're so lucky and you get to bring your dog everywhere. I wish I could bring my dog. Or, yeah, I went online and I just got that paper because I can't leave my dog. I love him too much. And so
Ridiculous.
it's awesome. And I'm like, it's not awesome
Yeah.
because your dog is not a trained service animal. And they distract mine. They can even put mine in danger. And you make my life and anyone who needs this stuff and who needs these dogs like me to, live full functioning lives, you make our lives a million times harder.
Yep.
Now, when we fly, because people have abused that, now I have to fill out a stupid form
Yeah,
every
fill
time
out
I fly.
forms.
That wasn't a thing. I've flown with
You
my
have to
dog
make sure
a lot before.
You have to be extra diligent on their vaccinations.
It's not like I ever missed my
No,
dog's vaccination.
that's not the
My
case
dogs
though.
are-
But like,
and what
for
hap-
example, we took them. Like we did it before the year, but because it's a new year, now we have to take them to the vet again.
Right.
Even though we just took them,
Yeah.
you just saw that they're good to go.
Nope. But I had to take them again
Yeah.
because because that record it was in the previous year, even though it was literally like the month before.
Yep.
And what happens if there's a family emergency and you have
Yep.
to fly out? No.
Nope.
If you don't
Forget
have your
you.
paperwork,
You don't get it.
and it's all because people have abused
Yep.
a system that was supposed to help us out. Those of us who actually need it. And we're supposed to be like, yeah, it's fine. Oh, the dog is so
It's not
cute.
fine.
It's not fine.
It's not fun.
And this, mind you, this is coming from somebody who I love dogs. And you know what I mean? But it's not okay for you to use your pet or whatever, even your emotional support. It is, by the way, emotional support animals are not service animals. Okay? They're
Yep.
not the same. And if that upsets anyone, I'm sorry that upset you, but that's the reality of it. Service animals are trained to complete a task because without these tasks, a person cannot live a full functioning life. They literally provide tasks to be done. You know what I
Yep.
mean? They're trained to complete tasks. I cannot walk out by myself without a tool, whether it's the cane or the dog, and I choose to use a dog because that's what I'm comfortable with.
Yep.
An emotional support animal is just there to provide that comfort that you need, and that's fine. I'm not saying you may not need it. I'm not saying that at all. But it's not the same as a service animal. It's not. When you just bring your pets or you bring your, and when you had, I've seen like, what was it? John Oliver, was it, that did the
Yeah.
little thing? And
Yeah.
somebody was trying to bring like their pet. It was like a pig or something, like it was some outlandish animal, and like, yeah, it's my emotional support animal. This is why now we have to have these paperwork, all these different papers done and all this paperwork filled out
Yep.
just for me to fly. And I've flown with Hazel before this was a thing. I flew with Andrea. I've flown a lot before, and that wasn't a thing. Now it's just an
Now it's
extra
just
headache.
an extra step, an extra
Literally
pain in the
on our way
behind
to
that
New
we have
York
to
because
do.
we didn't fill the paper or let them. We didn't even write.
She was already approved for the airline.
Yeah.
We just didn't We just didn't let them know that the dog was coming.
on the flight.
So we had to go through hoops for that.
And that took maybe is it 20 minutes.
Took us like 20 minutes, half
20 minutes,
hour.
half hour
Yeah.
to get that fixed. Mind you, we have to catch a flight.
Yeah. And there it goes.
It
Nad
goes
is being
wound up.
like a spring. And on that note, we're gonna leave it here.
Sorry, that was my little rant because that really irritates me.
That you decided to bring up at the end of the podcast.
You
Good
know-
job, wife. Anyway. So guys, what are you gonna say?
Nothing.
You gonna say?
I like to talk a lot of trash. That's all.
Yeah, I do. Cause you spent 5 minutes saying how wound up I am, and I'm like sitting here with that smirk on my face.
Are you gonna hold that against me?
No, I'm not gonna hold it.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
All right, guys. Jazakallah khair for watching and listening. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for joining us today.
Yep.
If you want to follow Islam by Touch, you can follow us on all of our socials, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter,
Yeah.
on Facebook, on
We appreciate every single one of you.
on FaceSpace,
Face space.
and on my book.
Yep.
On,
But anyway,
on
he's
the
done.
internets. I think we're in the yellow pages.
Remember those?
You can on a billboard somewhere.
I-
If you want to get in contact with me, you could just shout outside your window. I'll hear you, and I'll
Okay,
be
we're
there.
done. And he's still we are done. Come back next week and join us where we
All right,
take
guys.
you behind the blind.
Yes, join us next week. Where we
Assalamu alaikum.
All right, guys, we'll see.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
we'll say, yo, shut up! Don't take my outro. It's my outro. Get out of here with this.
Take it too long.
You're taking too long. I'm muting you. That's it. You're done over there. You're done. Now you're muted. No one can hear you anymore. Okay, they can hear you again. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching and listening and all of the good stuff. And we'll see you next week where we take you behind the blind. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.